take you down, deep down to the front line. You woke up this morning, got yourself a gun.
Hi everybody, this is Mzbomey and I'm back in the kitchen today. My last video, as you've seen, was in regards to my AR, my Slimer Green. 2 thumbs up. I just want to say thanks, guys, for taking care of me and making it come back Slimer Green, because it was awesome. Anyways, tonight I am going to do a request. This is for Mr. 44 Fat Man. I did say that correctly, I hope. This recipe is for chicken fried steak and gravy. And I have to warn you, I've not made this before, so this is going to be my very first attempt on camera. So if I mess it up, oh well. So, to get started, you'll see that I have my ingredients here. You need some sausage, finely chopped, as finely as you can get it, and you're going to need about 1 ounce of that. I'm sure I have more than 1 ounce, but better to be safe than sorry. I also have a half a cup of whipped cream. I also have in 2 bowls, one is a half a cup of all-purpose flour, and then this is beef broth in here. And you use about half that can to put into there. You're going to use about 2 tablespoons of butter, 3/4 cups of onion, chopped, and also the last 2 little ingredients here are ones that I don't really cook with too often, so this is going to be interesting. Half a teaspoon of dried sage, and then this is going to be a pinch of the ground cloves. Now I know there's probably 10,000 recipes out there on how to make this, but I tried to choose a really simple one so that if anybody wanted to attempt to do this, they could not have like a gazillion ingredients all over their kitchen counter and chopping and slicing and dicing and maxing and whatever. So that's it, that's the ingredients, and then make sure you have a good size skillet, and most importantly, your steak. Now, the steak in this recipe, excuse me, I'm having excuse me, I'm having some trouble here. Okay, the steak in this recipe calls for long pieces of skirt steak. This is just thin steak that we found at the grocery store. Nothing, you know, too fancy. And I would say if it's tough to go ahead and if you have a meat tenderizer, use that a little bit to kind of soften things up, loosen everything up there, get it all nice, all jiggly wiggly. Okay. So to get things started, I am going to go ahead and I'm just going to preheat my pan here and put it on about medium heat. And then you're going to use 2 tablespoons of butter in your pan. So that's probably about half this amount right here. Okay. And then while that's kind of warming up and melting, I'm going to go ahead and start the process of doing the steak here. And what you're going to do is take your steak, you're going to dump it into your bowl here with your broth. It's beef broth, by the way. If I said chicken broth, I don't know, I'm on drugs. What can I tell you? Hey, I'm old, things happen. So you're going to dunk that into here, then you're going to put it into your flour bowl, and then you want to make sure to put salt and pepper on both the sides too. And then you're going to, so you're going to dump into here, into your broth, into your flour, and you're going to do that to coat it each time. So I'm going to grab some salt and pepper here. And while I got it on the plate, I'm just going to put some pepper on some of these bad boys. And a little bit of salt. these over and get the other sides. Like I said before, I'm sure there's like 10,000 variations of what this recipe can entail. Oh, hey. Hi, kitchen bitch. AKA KB. So I don't have an apron on today. I am looking to get an apron that has New York Rangers on it. That's going to be my next apron. Speaking along the lines of hockey, Pete from the Armory channel. Neener, neener, neener. Maple Leafs whipped your boys.
You got to see
The
it live
Flyers.
too.
And I got to see it live, so life was good that day.
Not for Pete.
Not for Pete. Okay, looks like my butter's starting to melt here. So let that finish melting. I'm just gonna bump that up a little bit more. Now it says to cook these about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. I might do a little bit longer than that because unlike some of you people who like your stuff rare, I'm not one of them. So look away. Walk away. Okay. Now let's just crank that up a little bit more. Yeah, did you know that Pete said that he had to add my Toronto Maple Leafs to my list of blue tampons?
Yeah, did you know a flea can deep throat Pete?
I'm not going there. That's between you two. It's the red zone. Not gonna go there.
But I heard.
Well, at least we got somewhat of a hockey season, which is good. I'm happy about that. Okay. My butter's melted for the most part, which means my pan should be hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting these in here. Now at this point you want to make sure to turn it on high heat because you should probably hear it cooking a little bit more than what it's actually doing right now. It's a bad thing about electric. Man, I wish I had gas. Gas, you can regulate your temperature so much better.
I have gas.
You always have gas. Between you and the dog, I don't know some days how I survive. Just saying. Get my hands a quick rinse. Okay, well you get the idea. I put a couple in the pan. They're starting to cook right now. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest. And then I'll meet you back here in just a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. And here's what it should look like finished. 2 suggestions. One, I would make sure that the pan is plenty hot, which mine wasn't, to make sure that you get that nice crisp brown coating to it. And 2, I would use a little bit of non-stick like Pam or something, put just a little bit of that on your pan as well so that it prevents it from sticking. But there you go, it's all done. It's nice and crispy. I did about 4 minutes on each side to make sure that it was nice and brown. Yeah, I know. For the rest of you, I'm looking at you, KB. So the second part of this is going to go ahead and make the gravy. Now traditionally I guess this is served with biscuits and beans, which of course we're not doing this evening. Every time. You know, I don't come downstairs to your videos and start talking on the phone when you're doing videos. So
I'm having a psychic premonition.
Yeah?
You're making something with steak in it.
Wow. Yeah, actually.
Wait, there's more.
Okay.
She has given up on her beliefs. She has seen the light and is now a full supporter of the Flyers.
of the What?
Fires.
Oh,
Well,
never.
you might be right on the steak.
Wait, there's more. There's going to be an accidental shooting next year involving me.
AKA DJ Alkaline 1. Uh-huh. You said the F word. That's bad.
I've got some F words.
Not on camera. Alright, I need to get back to this now, boys and girls.
She's making gravy.
Yeah. So here I started. I put some melted butter into your pan. And what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to add a teaspoon of flour, which I'm just going to remove this now that that's all melted. That's going to go straight into
Bye.
a pot. Nice appearance there by DJ Alkaline 1, by the way.
Your son says you'll see on Google later.
Okay, sounds good. You're gonna put that flour in. I lost my spot, and whisk in the remaining half of a cup of broth, which I just conveniently put over to the side in one of these. So, I'm gonna go ahead, put that in there. Start whisking away. Should start to look something like that. And you can see that overhead. Okay, then we're going to put in the sausage, the cream. I don't think I need like all of the sausage, but calls for about 1 ounce of sausage. I'm just kind of guessing. So that's going to go in there. And your cream. And you want to make sure to pour it in kind of slow. And keep stirring the whole entire time that you're doing this. I guess that's the key to gravy.
Are you serious? You said you wanted sausage, that's what you meant?
Once again, comments from the peanut gallery. Then we're going to go ahead and put in, oh pardon me, I got something in my eye. We're going to go ahead and put in the cloves. And then what we're going to do is bring this to a boil. So now I want to go ahead and turn up my heat. And I'm going to keep stirring this. So I want to make sure that everything gets incorporated really well. Okay, and that should take about a minute to get that up to a boil. And then once that gets up to a boil and the gravy starts getting thick enough to coat with the whisk, which is about probably 3 minutes, season with salt and pepper. Then you're going to mix in your onions and your pinch of dried sage. Need to go in there as well. Okay, make sure I get this on high. So like I was saying before, I think biscuits and green beans are the 2 side dishes that are most likely get served with this country fried steak, chicken steak. I don't know why they call it chicken when it's steak. What the heck? Sometimes I wonder, like, who thinks up these names for recipes? How much do they have to drink?
Yeah, well.
Is there anything like you, kitchen bitch?
I got a few ideas.
I'm sure you do. It's bringing us up to a boil yet. Should almost just be there. Take a moment to just kind of clean things up while that's doing its thing. Alright, now we got it to a boil. It should start to thicken now. And I guess the key is to keep this hot and keep this stirring. And I'll just meet you back here in a couple of minutes once I got this done, because I'm sure you don't want to see me sit here and stir when I don't have nothing really to talk about anymore. So, back in a minute. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, my gravy looks to be just about done here. So I'm going to go ahead and add my onions in here. A little bit of pepper. A little bit of salt. You can add as much or as little as you want to flavor, because I know everybody's different when it comes to the gravy. Give that a stir. Incorporate it really well. Alright, our gravy is done. Go ahead and pour it's pretty thick. I have to say I'm not like the world's best gravy maker. It's something that I know that my mother-in-law used to do, and she used to make it quite well. God rest her soul. So there you have it. There is your country or chicken fried or steak with country gravy. I look like I'm, presenting at one of those like high-end restaurants. Here you go. You can only have this smidgen little portion. I should have took a bigger piece, but there you go. And then, like I said, of course, you'd probably have it with potatoes and biscuits and green beans and the whole thing, but I didn't have time to prepare the whole thing for you, boys and girls. So there it is. There you're Mr. 44 Fat Man. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and maybe you'll give it a try. Who knows? So until next time, this is Mzbomey, and I'll see you probably back in the kitchen or down in the man cave. I don't know, because like I'm starting another build soon. Right? Yeah? Okay. Alright, I'll see you guys then. Until then, this is Mzbomey saying good night, good eats, wherever you are.